Who am I? My name is Aaron Lod, Jr., CEO, producer of Black Fly on the Wall Productions, LLC. And I am the man behind the web series Black Fly on the Wall, which is intended overall to be a platform for black male communication. About 2 years or so ago, I created this platform and really wanted to hone in on providing black men with the opportunity to voice opinions on various topics surrounding around finances, relationships, politics, real estate investments, stock market investments, just really being able to create an avenue for us to be able to speak on that. And I would say, the first season was phenomenal. We spoke about a lot of important topics, from police violence to relationships, communication, several things like that. And season one was dope because we shot it in the barbershop and it was in black and white, and it was a really good production that we rolled out. And so after season one, just like everything else, you have to sit back, you have to analyze things and say, okay, what are the goals for this company? At the time it wasn't a company at all. It was just an idea and a project of mine that I wanted to do, and what I liked, have it was something fun. But I said, what, this is something that I really want to invest my time and energy into. And so that's whenever I sat down with some friends and said, what is some feedback you would give me, and how can I monetize this company? And so Black Fly on the Wall itself is basically people say, I wish I could be a fly on the wall during that conversation. That's kind of like where the stigma came from, and that's really the artistic reality behind season one, is that, a lot of times women say, I wish I could be a fly on the wall during that conversation when you're talking to your boys in the barbershop, or when you're in the man cave, or you're at the bar having a drink with your fellas, and so I said, what fly on the wall is kind of exactly what I'm getting at. I want men to be able to get into an intimate conversation with their cohorts on camera about things that they typically don't discuss. Like, how was it the first time a woman hurt your feelings? When was the last time, as the viewers saw a black man and his friends discuss the one time a woman hurt his feelings on camera in public? Usually that's a conversation that's had behind closed doors, but really what we're bringing is like peeling off some layers and some stigmas that relate to black men don't communicate, black men don't show any love to other black men, or we hide our emotions or bury our emotions. So that was the whole concept behind, the artistic concept behind season one, was to really hone in that barbershop feel, the sit down conversation feel, the candid conversations, to just sitting around just talking. And that cast really made a great cohesive team, and we was able to put out a really good product. The editing behind it was phenomenal. It did a great job, which was directed and edited by Jonathan Jackson. He did a really good job. And so, as I looked at season one, I said, how do I want things to change? What direction do I really want to go into this with? And I think season two, we took it to a whole nother level. It got a new director with Spencer out of Charlotte, and really started to focus on the foundation of the show itself. So the foundation of the show itself, at the end of the day, is always the cast members. Those are the individuals that's speaking during the time. And one thing I did differently with season two is I took a step back behind the scenes and really started to focus and put energy into mastering and coming up with the right recipe to produce a solid project. And so when I stepped behind the camera and really started to focus on and allowing to put energy into things like the team, detailed topics, where we're going to shoot the episode at, time, reference, actually doing a full layout of the season itself, that's when I realized stepping back out of the project was the best thing I ever did. Of course, a lot of times people hit me up and say, what's your opinion on this and what's your opinion on that? Essentially what all the fellas are providing you is my opinion. One thing about me is that I always provide multiple perspectives based on what the topic is itself. Not to ride the fence, but to also always look at it from a different point of view. I think the fellas do a really, really good job at looking at things from the perspective of maybe what Peter says from one point. And then, Oscar may provide another avenue of thought because he's a father. And then, B. Ferg may bring a different perspective. And D. Wade is in mental health, and so he may bring a perspective from the cognitive standpoint of it. And Austin just got married. And he's, funny dude and creative. And so he may bring a wow factor to the conversation. And so when picking these gentlemen, I really thought about how are all these individuals the same, but most importantly, how are all of them different? How are all of them unique? If you're creating a recipe for something, you don't want to have the same flavor. You don't want to have heavy salt or nothing but pepper, or three things that taste like cumin. You want to really, really focus on, okay, how can I get a good recipe of gentlemen to have a thorough conversation? And also, who wants to hear the same opinion? Their personalities was really what brings and makes this project unique. Just being able to simply pick people from different various backgrounds, different cities, single parent homes, dual family homes, different professions, different levels of education, some in relationships, some not, some are fathers, some not. And so all of these personal things really, really makes it a unique experience, and it makes it great for the viewers itself. Overall, season 2 was a success with the first episode itself bringing in 1,400 views. That was an achievement for us simply because I wasn't really focused on the numbers. I'm focused on the product itself, and I'm kind of letting everything else kind of manifest itself into being what it is. I feel like if I'm putting positivity, good energy, and really, really making sure individuals are able to voice their opinions, and really, really doing something that really helps the Black community, specifically targeting the Black male, then I believe that everything else will kind of roll and kind of come out at itself. So, which is why I'm not focused on the social media numbers, the views on YouTube, the likes on Instagram. All those things are coming with us. The Instagram page jumping up to 1,500 followers in a season. With the first episode of 1,400 views, and the likes and the comments, the 60 to 100 comments on the posts and things like that. All that stuff is just an organic product of us producing something great. And I want to really, really commend the gentlemen overall for that, because without them, we don't have this great project that we have and this great miniseries that we have. And man, I'm telling you, season 3, it's gonna be a fool. I mean, season 3, we cooking up a whole nother, taking things to a whole nother level. And that's one thing I push with the team is, I want this to be an ongoing thing. I want it to be calculated, meticulous. I want to be strategic about what we're really trying to achieve. Every season we want to capture more audience and let people really, really hear about our brand as Black Fly on the Wall. And overall, 2, continuing to put out great topics and great discussions. With season 3, we're going to attack things from a whole different perspective. Looking at things for one, to shorten the season. So, last season was pushing around 7 to 8 episodes. So this season is going to be focused on 6 strong, strategic episodes that is going to really, really give the audience and the viewers and our fans something that's really, really great. The episodes are going to be staggered. A lot of times we want to really, really focus. I know people want to hear a lot about relationships. We're going to attack that, but we're also going to address a lot of some small other things too, relating with men and trauma and direct communication and abandonment and things that Black men typically are not able to voice their opinions on as much. One thing I do like that I do love seeing at the end of 2018 and 2019 is that people are a lot more open when it comes down to seeking counselors and addressing mental health issues. So we want to really make sure that we address topics that are supporting our Black males and our Black women and any other viewer that watches the show, so that they can get something out of that. We want every time you watch an episode for it to be therapeutic, whether you're laughing, whether you're crying because it's something that you're relating to, or whether you're really just sitting around with your friends grabbing popcorn and saying, you know what, I really like their perspective on that, or I like Austin's perspective, or PJ's perspective, or Brandon's perspective, or Josh's, and so that's what we're really going to do with season 3, is to kind of focus on that. Season 3 was going to be coming to Charlotte, North Carolina. We're going to be at Apostrophe Lounge, which I'm happy that we locked down that venue. And I think it's really going to provide an intimate atmosphere for the fellas and a special guest to really focus on some things. And speaking of that, that special guest is going to be Michi. Well, everybody knows Michi Davis from Winston-Salem State, another fellow Ram. And so Michi is going to bring a whole new perspective that we haven't had before. The first two episodes, first two seasons were male-based, all male panel. The main thing that I heard from our viewership is that, what's the female perspective? What's the female perspective? Even though I wanted to always focus on this company being a foundation that supports black men, because let's keep it 100. There's multiple platforms out there for black women, like Grapevine and The View and The Talk and all these other shows, Wendy Williams even, that support women being able to communicate and speak on things that they want to speak on. But we can't name a lot of things that black men own and that are targeted for black male to communicate on. And so since I'm a gentleman, to appease the women, we bring in Michi on the show to be the mouthpiece for women. So she's going to provide the woman's perspective on all these different topics and really, really add in something different and unique to bring to the show. She's hilarious, she's funny, and I think it's really going to be some great energy for us to add on to that. So stay tuned for season 3. Season 3 of Black Fly on the Wall is going to be phenomenal. We're shooting in March and it's going to roll out in April, and we think it's really going to be something that you all are going to thoroughly enjoy. And we have some extended footage that's going to drop. We got some surprises that's going to come that the cast don't even know about. But it's going to be something that, really, really dope that you all can really tap into. So if you're not already, make sure that you follow at Black Fly on the Wall, the Instagram page. Subscribe on YouTube at Black Fly on the Wall on YouTube. You can hit us up at hit me up at blackflyonthewall.com. If you have any questions, you can DM us. We're very, very open. You can hit us up in our comments. We got some good posts coming, which we know you love during season 2, related to, splitting the check if you're on a date, or we post things on the Instagram page about gender roles and all these other things, and we really enjoyed you all's feedback on those posts. So we have some more posts coming as well. But we're just doing things to spice things up a little bit, and to add in a lot of surprises for you all, and to make season 3 definitely enjoyable. And while we're on the topic of seasons, we're already planning season 4, and season 4 is going to be taken to a whole nother level, whole nother venue, whole nother city, whole nother cast, some surprise guests, and maybe some celebrities as well. So stay tuned for what we're cooking up. This is a positive platform. Share it with your friends, share it with your family, send the episodes. We want you to share. And overall, we love you all for supporting us, and we appreciate it. For now, while we're in the lab cooking up season 3, we do have Black Fly on the Wall, the podcast, reloaded, to kind of serve as a filler so that you all can continue to get the information that you all need based off of episode 1 being about tapping into your prime with Desmond Scott. Episode 2 was thrown into creativity with Cordelius Cowens. Episode 3 was Come and Shop with Rel about real estate, Jarrell Fields. Episode 4 was the exploration of black mental health with Dwayne Bryant. And episode 5 is going to be about wealth building, managing money, paying off debt, things that we all need. And so stay tuned to Black Fly on the Wall Reloaded, the podcast. You can subscribe on all platforms, from anything from Spotify to Apple Podcasts, to SoundCloud, to Castbox, all those different Stitcher, to all those different platforms. You can find, all you have to do is search in the search engine Black Fly on the Wall to access that information. So once again, peace, love, and happiness. This is Aaron, the CEO and producer of Black Fly on the Wall Productions and Black Fly on the Wall, the web series, Black Fly on the Wall Reload, the podcast. And I just wanted to personally come to this side of the camera, since I haven't been here since season 1, to kind of greet you all, to say that I appreciate you all following and following us and supporting us and sharing with your friends, and just to bring some new information to you. So once again, Much love. Season 3 is on the way. Thank you.